Let's bring in drone and military technology expert Michael Horowitz. He's also former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense and a professor of political science at UPenn. Thank you so much for being here with us. This drone technology, this Shahed drone technology, has been such a key part of all of this. Can you kind of help explain more to our viewers and why it's been so effective in Iran's retaliation?
Absolutely. We live in an era of precise mass right now, where commercial manufacturing, advances in artificial intelligence and autonomy, and the fact that precision guidance is now a 50-year-old technology means that essentially everybody around the world now has the ability to do precision strike, in some cases across pretty great distances. And because these are so inexpensive to manufacture, Iran has manufactured thousands of them, tens of thousands of them. They gave them to Russia. Russia then built their own version of them called the Gerin 2 that they've terrorized Ukraine with for years. And these are really difficult to stop, and especially difficult to stop at scale. Because they're so inexpensive and because they're so easy to manufacture, if Iran is firing a $35,000 essentially substitute for a cruise missile, and we are firing a $4 million Patriot missile to try to shoot them down, yeah, we can do that, but we just don't have enough Patriot missiles. And so we really need to be investing in other kinds of defenses, and those systems have been a little bit slow to come online.
So there's a few things there that I think are worth drilling down. First of all, why is it so hard to stop those? Is it because of their size?
They fly low in a way that can make them slightly more difficult for regular radar to detect. You really need to be watching. If you're watching, frankly, and you have people all around the way that Ukraine does, you can figure out ways to defeat these kinds of systems. It's just that our existing air defense systems weren't built for them. In some ways, older school technology like anti-aircraft guns from World War II, or an option against something like a Shahed. Ukraine is putting up their own drones that are even less expensive than a Shahed to try to stop them. So you definitely have options. It's just the American air defense network was just built to hit much more sophisticated weapons.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And so to that point, the U.S. has spent decades and a lot of money preparing to defend against Iranian ballistic missiles, fighter jets, things like you're talking about. So is it that we anticipated the wrong things, or it is just kind of, to use that term, old school and the world is evolving? How would you explain it?
Think about this in the context of the war between Ukraine and Russia, where now one-way attack drones are generating 60 to 70% of the casualties on the front line, and Russia's using systems like the Shahed that can go 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers. Ukraine has its own version of this. It's in some ways a totally different. It's a shift in the character of warfare, in the way that countries are fighting, and they're leveraging lots of. Even though these systems are simple, they're leveraging cutting-edge technologies from a manufacturing perspective, with potential integrations of autonomy technology. And this is just not what everyone had prepared for over the years. And while the evidence has become ever more clear due to these sort of lessons learned from Ukraine, and frankly, from what the Houthis did in the Red Sea over the last few years, and what happened in the context of the operations against Iran last June, it can take a while in some ways for the machinery of American defense to ramp up to produce some of those lower cost kinds of systems. And this has been a priority area for a couple of years. It's just taking a while to get everything online.
Yeah, okay, so that was the other follow-up that I wanted to ask you about, is how the U.S. now moves forward. Obviously, to your point, this is not some sort of surprise. They have known, we've been working on ramping this up, I guess, in the last couple of years, but that takes time. And so how much longer will it take for us to adapt to this kind of new world that we're in?
So we already were experimenting with some of Ukraine's technologies that they were using to take down Shaheds. These Shaheds cost about $35,000 each. We can't fire $4 million missiles to take them down, and so Ukraine has things that cost a couple of thousands of dollars. Like we had some of them; those have now been shipped to the Middle East, and the U.S. and its allies are now in conversations to get even more of these anti-Shahed weapons from the Ukrainians and trainers to help ensure that people know how to use them. And so there's real irony here in some ways, especially because the more air defense interceptors that are used in the Middle East, the fewer that are available in some ways for Ukraine to defend itself from the varied attacks that they face from Russia. So, but in many ways, we are now in real time learning some of the lessons that Ukraine has learned and using Ukraine's technology now to try to rapidly scale up defenses.
All right. Very fascinating. Michael Horowitz, thanks for your expertise on this. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Americans paying nearly